Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we have a fun match in the Belfast. And they're all fun in the Belfast, in my opinion. It's one of my favorite cruisers. Speaking of that, you have to let me know what your favorite cruiser is down below. I don't know, man. It's really close. There's a lot of really good ones that I love getting into. I play all different ships. I don't just play one, but this one is pretty pretty close. I don't know. I really like Des Moines and Tulsa as well. There's just a lot of cruisers I really like battleships and destroyers. So just depends on the day. But Belfast is right up there for me. I think it's definitely the most overpowered. Noticed you don't see me shoot right away until I get covered by my own smoke. I don't want the destroyer to know I'm here. I was located for a second there, and I like hunting destroyers, so I want him to make the mistake of coming towards me. As you're gonna see, I'm gonna give it a little bit, and I'm probably gonna pop my sonar. That's kind of what I do when I'm sitting in my smoke, just to make sure I don't get wrecked. But we're gonna start handing out fires, and I mean we're gonna hand them out like Oprah. You get a fire, and you get a fire, and everybody gets a fire. Now, and I don't even just use HE in this match, and I don't believe I get a wither. So I'm actually doing significant amounts of damage in this match, not just with fires. As you can see, my first shells were starting to shatter, but I'm going to start to aim a little bit higher, and you're going to see that change here. Now, obviously, I get into smoke, which means that nobody's going to spot, but I decide to radar just to see if we do have another ship coming. Now, I do know there's a cruiser off to my right, but without spotting, can't do much about it. And to be honest, since a lot of these battleships are shooting, I can actually spot them through the smoke. But we're going to try to get everything on fire. And this West Virginia is actually going to be slightly elusive here at the beginning of the match, and we're going to have quite the war. Now, New Mexico, moving up. I got to be careful because now he's gotten into my range where once my smoke gone is I'm unspotted. But we're going to do our best here to keep him on fire if we can. And we know we have to worry about the cruiser to our right here. And you're going to see I instantly change focus to him. And I'm going to continue to dodge. All right, if you're in a British light cruiser, you cannot just sit in one spot without smoke. You have to be moving around. And the Belfast, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful cruisers in the game because the HE is very good. The AP is very good as well. It's a very well-rounded ship, and having smoke and a radar, man, it's a tough cookie to crack, in my opinion. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep rolling up. Obviously, we don't have the world's most spotting over here, surprisingly. But you can see there's a battleship on our way to help. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to move around so I don't get dev struck. This thing does not like to take a lot of damage. You want to use island cover when you can. Right now, I don't have the opportunity. And that cruiser did go dark to my right. I know that I could probably go up and sneak on him, but eventually I figure he's going to be aggressive and make a poor play. And I don't chase people kiting away. It's just not a super effective method. You're not going to get a lot done when you're the guy shooting the longer distance while chasing. That being said, however, we're going to keep giving out fires. Now, you can see we had a slow start in the very beginning, but we're starting to get some damage here as we're going to get absolutely smacked by that carrier. That carrier absolutely wrecked us. So, if you guys didn't know, this video was from when the carriers were pretty crazy, if I remember right. And holy God, did that carrier hit me hard. Now, we load AP on the Gorky. We're going to go ahead and smash him. Now, you can see we have smoke here. We're going to try to smash him anyway. And he's been a pretty good player up to this point. Now, we smoke up here. And why do we smoke up? That's because we have a radar. We know the destroyer's on the other part of the map. So we can be super obnoxious and just hit our radar on this guy if he goes dark. You know, if our team doesn't keep spotting him, now we work on backing up. And that's the one thing with this is, you know, I don't believe it has propulsion mods, so it's a little bit slower than a lot of other ships backing and restarting, but we go ahead and smoke up and kill him. We didn't even need to use our radar or help get rid of him anyway. The carrier did the last part of it. And with that being said, that carrier really hit me hard. I haven't been hit by ships really in this match. It's mostly been that carrier, obviously, with that one, or with them 2 torpedoes that did most of the damage to me, for the most part. And now we're going to start to hand out damage. Now, we've been using AP as well, but we already have 10 fires, which, in my opinion, is pretty darn good for what we're doing. And we're going to try to be the most annoying little brat. We're going to be that annoying fire-starting cruiser, and we're going to have so much fun with it here. We're just going to give out fires, like I said, like we're Oprah. And we're going to continue to do so here. To our best ability. And honestly, in standard battles, I only have one bad match in this. I had one match where I got death struck right away being a dumbass, which I do that from time to time. I'm not a perfect player, and I think everybody does that. But we're going to go ahead and not shoot our guns here because we do not want to get spotted. Okay? If we get spotted here with the non-existent armor that we have for the most part, especially when you get into these mid and closer ranges, I am going to get absolutely wrecked. So we're going to move towards the carrier. The reason I am is they are pushing up. That Fiji is going to have good detection if he doesn't shoot, and he can get that carrier spotted. And who's to say that with the destroyer not spotted for a while, you know, that's going to get our carrier spotted as well. Also, I have fully packed on. And I want to get over. You're going to notice when I get right up next to the carrier to help protect him, make sure he doesn't get spotted, that my smoke timer is going to go way down. And that is going to help us out quite a bit and get our smoke about 30 seconds earlier. But also, you can see we have a cruiser over here that's almost dead and a carrier that is going to get spotted. I don't know if he's been spotted yet, but you can see I know that he's probably going to get spotted. So I am moving in, and I don't know if he's been spotted yet. But like I said, we're going to try to save our carrier's life and set up a smoke screen right in front of him. Now, is this good for crossfires? No, not really. But I need to, at this moment, I need the carrier. You know, I need the carrier alive. So we're going to do our best to save our carrier and our other cruiser right there. And besides, for the most part at this distance, I'm going to be shooting HE. So crossfires aren't the end of the world. I'm not going for citadels. And the West Virginia is definitely starting to move in. And we're going to go ahead and smoke up. Now, one thing I didn't realize is I was the guy spotting. And Fubuki, of course, is going to smoke up. Like, that's a very Japanese destroyer type of maneuver. Smoke up because you made a mistake or ran into a cap. That seems pretty common. That checks out. So, he's going to get absolutely wrecked there. And we're going to work on trying to get fires on these guys to get them going. Now, quietly, I've had a pretty solid game. We're at 100,000 damage, and we've taken out helped take out the biggest threats. So the cruiser that was on our side, I believe that was the Gorky. And again, we're going to try to burn down the Fuso right now because at this range, that's really what I have to shoot at, to be honest. And somebody that plays the Fuso pretty well at this range, a Fuso can be devastating sometimes at range when you get playing it. So we're going to go ahead and just use the rest of our smoke up if we can. Now, our destroyer here, to his credit, makes a smart move and actually gets out and does start spotting again for us. The only problem is that Fuso is at the very end of our range. And you can see we don't have a whole lot of health, so we can't be stupid here. And we're just going to work on pushing in. Now, my thought here was I have a radar. I can still get rid of the destroyer if I get spotted. I'm actually trying to push up to find where the destroyer is. Um, you know, but I didn't realize until right now that he was dead. So now we're going to move up and just try to get rid of Fuso. But then the carrier spotted. So you can see my map awareness, not super great at times. Like I said, I was actually moving up to try to get rid of the destroyer, and he is not there. So again, the Fuso is going behind the island, and now we're going to switch to AP, and we are going to, well, not yet. We're going to take one shot at the Zooey hole. And to be honest, I was actually surprised I got full pins with these HE. I know they're plummeting down, but I figured that on the deck might, on the side, might not get them. So, but we're going to switch to AP. We get our high caliber, another fire, because why not? He obviously, the damage con puts it out, and we are just going to wreck face on this carrier. It is, it's a lot of fun when a carrier takes a bunch of damage off you, and you get revenge on him, as we get 6 Citadels and 2 Salvos on him, and he is done. I mean, he is fried. And you can see we're going to go ahead and move up. We got to be careful. We don't have much, obviously, much for health left, so I'm going to try to use island cover, but we have already done our part. We've got a Confederate and a high caliber. Obviously, there was no destroyer for me to get rid of, but I really did want to get rid of a destroyer, even to the point where I was kind of being a little dumb. But I don't know. Something about this Belfast and me get along really well. Just like Tulsa and some of them other ones. I don't know why, but Belfast is a lot of fun. I think Belfast is also one of the most powerful destroyers. It has so many tools. And again, you can see, as it wouldn't be a Soopa-Dave video if I didn't have hiccups at some point, but Fuso is right at the end of the range here. And Belfast is really actually accurate. For a light cruiser that I use sometimes at distance like this, I have a 40% accuracy in this ship. Tells you that it's solid. And then I see Fiji, and I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm not done here yet. Let's try to get some shells on Fiji, as we do get a fire on Fuso, but he does in fact put that out. I was hoping that was a perma fire, but Fuso's just proven that he's just going to run off the map and not do anything. And we're going to go ahead and focus on Fiji, because it has seemed like Fiji's been around a little bit here, and we're going to do our best to help get rid of them. Now, we're going to try to make sure we got the island to our cover, and make sure that Fuso is not popping out of that island. You'll see I keep checking just to make sure I don't get spotted, because, yeah, I obviously could get hit, one shot. One decent shell could easily kill me. And we're going to take our shot at the Fiji. And we're going to get a couple shells on target. But I expected actually Citadels here. The problem is I was using auto aim to get rid of, or to aim. So he may have been turning out more. As he got rid of our destroyer. But for the most part, I don't know, guys. You know, we talk about favorite destroyers or cruisers, and I don't know. I tried to think about this before this video a little bit, and there's just a lot of fun ones. I like the Italians. I like the Japanese. I really now, very recently, have started to really fall in love with the UK light cruisers. And I'm not saying Mino. I'm saying like, and not just Mino or Belfast. I mean all of the light cruisers. They're actually a lot of fun to play. I struggled with them very early on, and now, definitely as time is going on, I have definitely felt like I've enjoyed it a lot more. As we're going to go ahead, rely on our auto aim here to try to help get rid of Fiji here. Now I get spotted, which means obviously Fuso's going to take a shot at me, probably because I'm almost dead. And he is continually still basically running away. And we're just going to do our best to try to get rid of Fiji here. Only downside to Belfast that I could think of offhand is you can get dev struck in it pretty quick. And also, you can, the turrets do turn a little bit slow, but man, when the turrets are on target, you can really throw some shells. As you can see, we have, what, 314 targets hit in this match as we go ahead and get our win for our team. Really, really doing significant stuff for our team in that match. Most importantly, helping our team, but damage was pretty fun too in that one with almost 3,000 base game at tier 6. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.